Yeah. Hey, thanks first for always doing this. And it's another year. It's an exciting time. A lot of new faces in our program. While we have some older guys that you'll remember from years past, you'll hear some new names as we go across this year. And we're excited. The kids have been here working extremely hard, just like everybody else's. And we couldn't be more excited to kick off another season.
Okay, let's open it up. Questions for our student athletes. And again, a reminder for media to make sure to introduce yourself and your affiliation. Gary, I think you might be muted.
There we go. Dean,
There we
good
go.
to see you again. Good to see you, Elijah. Gary Laubach from the Lafayette Sports Network. Dean, over the years, we've talked so much about the necessity to have a good offensive line, and all of a sudden, that doesn't seem to be a problem this year. You have to feel great about the fact that you have a great group of people in front of you.
Yeah, it's great hearing from you. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it feels great when I'm sitting back there and I got a great group of head in front of me that all I've been here for a couple years now. So I'm excited to be behind those guys, and they're gonna be great this year.
And Elijah, along the same lines, a terrific group of wide receivers on this Lafayette football team. You perhaps being noted as the best, making the all-league team. But that has to be a really good room to be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love all the wide receivers. We're all super close. And the group has we have a decent amount of age, and we're bringing those younger guys in, making sure to show them the ropes, show them the right way. And I'm really excited to see what our receivers put up this year.
Dean, is there someone that came in that freshman class that you're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple guys. I think the freshmen have came in and done a great job all around, but specifically, um, I think Carson Persing, he was younger. He's not in the freshman class, but I think he took a big step this year, this summer at least. Um, I think there's good kids in the freshman class that I'm excited to get involved with in camp and just connect with. They've been doing a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Paige Messier with the Patriot League. Elijah, I'll start off with you. You said it's kind of your role this year to show the freshmen or the younger guys the ropes. So can you just kind of describe the culture, maybe the ropes that you're teaching them?
Yeah, for sure. It's more or less just one day at a time. So I think that some people might go wrong is kind of trying to think a little bit too far ahead. Where we're trying to stay as neutral as possible, knowing that every single day has to be better than the last. So that starts with our senior leadership. I think we have great senior leaders. Not only myself, but people like Dean, Brian, just making sure to set the tone for that offense. And making sure that they know when they come in here that it's got to be one day at a time, 1% better. And I think that the younger guys have responded great. I'm super excited to see what they do on the field. Yeah.
Can you just describe to me your offense this year? What can fans expect to see?
Um, High powered. A lot of guys who can make a whole bunch of plays. So I see us being super energetic, super just ready for each and every play. Every play is a new play. So one thing I really want to highlight is being neutral. I think that's a big thing that we're trying to make sure that the offense is understanding. So through those highs and lows, sort of staying at the same headspace because every single play can be a game-changing play. So
Thank you. And then Dean, is there anything in the off season in particular that you focused on to improve on for this year?
Yeah, I mean, just staying calm, cool, collected, kind of backing off of Elijah. Um, this whole offense, I mean, not everything's going to go your way. It never does. That's football. That's the great game. So if you can stay calm, cool, collected, it's going to work out at the end of the day. Let's say we have a bad drive, get back. All right, what do we see? What coverage did you see? Let's make good decisions every play. And I think for me personally, I just want to put us in the best position we possibly can. Where we run a great offense, so and a lot of it is based off of what I see out there, and I'm grateful for that. So I have to take advantage of that, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
And last one for me, is there any game in particular you have circled on the calendar for this year?
No, I think we're just taking it one game at a time. I'm excited to just go out there with this group. I think we're super close, and there's no one really we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to for us to be our best selves. So that's what we're focusing on.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Chuck Burton of the College Sports Journal. Um, you guys are seniors, and you guys were part of obviously the 2023, the wonderful year where you were able to kind of get back to the playoffs or reestablish Lafayette as a force in the league. And last year was a series of almosts. You were in it, but you lost a lot of close games, and you kind of stumbled to the end of the year. What are your big takeaways from those, and how do you use that to build into this year? Like, what do you tell the younger guys that you're talking about? Like, you've experienced these highs and lows kind of together.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game of football. You're gonna win. You're gonna win some close ones. You're gonna lose some close ones. I think just staying calm, cool, collected, making sure we know. Let's say we lose a game. I think sometimes some teams just fall apart. I think we have to stay together and just focus on the next game because this league is changes every year, year to year. So we can maybe lose one game, but we're never out of it. So we always have to be locked in.
Yeah, and I'd agree. I think the biggest thing is this is the only ever 2025 Lafayette Leopards. We're not trying to reciprocate anything in the past teams because we're not those past teams. The biggest thing that we're trying to do is just be the best group that we could be. And that starts with just some leadership and then communication on our end. And I think once we get those small little details down, that's gonna separate a good team from a great team. So
Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any more questions for our student athletes? Okay, Dean and Elijah, thank you very much. Let's open it up questions for Coach Troxel.
Coach Gary Laubach, good to see you again. Obviously, there has to be two major areas of concern at running back on offense and on defense, only one starter back. What's your gut feeling about those two areas?
Geez, I mean, I think we got a pretty talented running back room, and those guys are really dialed in to have a great year. I think, one of the things I think that makes us a little bit different, is that we've had a great continuity here. So meaning, and we return our whole staff. Heck, 9 of the 10 guys I came with 4 years ago are still here. So they've done a great job of teaching. Coach Johnson's done a great job in the running back room. So, the standard's already been set, while it might not be one guy carrying the load, I think we have 3 or 4 guys that can probably go out there and play for us and be really productive, especially in the system that we have. Defensively, when you look at having one starter back, we have guys that are running really well. I think we're going to become a faster team than we were a year ago. I think we'll be better up front. We had some injuries we had last year. So, like getting Amir Crawley and Phil Pfeiffer back, in the interior defensive line. I mean, that's going to help us tremendously. We played a lot of young guys. So while you say we have one guy coming back, that's true. That's a starter. But we have some depth and some guys that have some experience.
One final question. The schedule is a little unique in that you only play one home game in the first 4 and then 4 home games in a row. Then you go back on the road for a bunch. Any concern about that at all? Anything you have to kind of adapt to?
No, I mean, I think, got to be road warriors. I mean, it's hard to go on the road and win, and we have to be at our very best, especially for the first 3. Then we get a little bit of a break. We come home, and then we got a long trip out to Oregon State, but we get the bye week after that, and then I think we rotate home away, or away home, whichever way it is. But the schedule's a schedule. We're gonna play just as many home as we are away, and I think the kids will look forward to that. And when we get home, we got to protect our home turf, and get on the road, we got to go out and play our very best, because like I said, it's very hard to win on the road.
This is this is Chuck from College Sports Journal. Just
Hi,
want to
Chuck.
follow up on the schedule a little bit. I mean, of course, you have the two FBS teams, which is never like easy, as you well know, because you've been playing them on a regular basis.
Yep.
But in a way, it's also kind of interesting because you do have a little bit of time to settle. Like you have Stonehill, which you beat last year, and Georgetown, of course, won't be easy on the road. But then you also have Fordham and Bucknell at home, so you kind of and you don't face you have three of the last four against like the defending champions and Lehigh and Holy Cross, and then the big bad Richmond also on the schedule, but it's kind of on the later part of the side. Like so in a way, do you think that you don't think that's like an advantage?
It probably, I mean, everybody's, you're trying to figure out who your team is, right? Early on, the new guys, because every team, like our guy said, is different. This is a 25 team. The way you play at the beginning isn't necessarily the way you're playing at the end. So yeah, it gives us a chance to develop some guys in those first two games before we got to play Georgetown. Then we have a couple of games again to try and develop some younger guys and see, like I said at the beginning, you're going to hear some names you haven't heard before. I think Coach Reinhardt, our strength coach, has done an outstanding job of getting our guys ready for camp and ready for a long season ahead. So, we eventually we're gonna have to play everybody anyway. So, but I think it sets up nicely for us.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So you kind of joined Lafayette at the same time as your senior class this year did. So how special is that just for you guys to grow together and now have this year together when you guys came in at the same time?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Again, the senior leadership that we have, I think there's an understanding of what the expectation is here, what the standard is. And they're setting the foundation too for the future of our program, and so this will be the first time, yeah, that they've only been coached under us, and our staff, and so that makes it exciting and special. And we want to work as hard as we can for these guys, send them out the right way and give them a great experience, and it's just a phenomenal group of guys, and they've really led this team. We have 36 new faces coming in this year in our program. So that's a third of our team. And they've done a great job of leading them and teaching them what the expectations are within our program.
And how would you describe the senior group? What kind of people are they?
Oh man, I mean, I mean, they're great people. They come from great families. They've been raised the right way. They give back to the community. They give back to each other. I think, when you walk in our building, or even, in any of the position groups, there's no egos right now. There's guys, I think they're focused on one thing, and that's how can we win games. And I don't think, anybody's worried about their stats, or, it's about bringing each other along to play the best we can play. And I know that's cliche and everything, but when you're willing to sacrifice and play for each other, you're going to have success. And these guys have been out there busting it for each other, and I think you can see that there's just a different vibe around here a little bit in terms of, this group bringing it all together. So there's a special group.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Coach Troxel, Dean, Elijah, thank you so much for taking some time out and answering our questions today. Looking forward to seeing you guys in 2025, and best of luck at camp.